My beloved child, I know there were many moments when you questioned me in silence. You tried to stay faithful. You tried to remain hopeful. You tried to believe that better days would come. But deep inside, part of you kept asking, why is this taking so long? Why did healing seem delayed? Why did certain prayers feel unanswered? Why did doors remain closed while others around you appeared to move forward so easily? I heard every one of those questions, my child, even the ones you were afraid to speak aloud. And today, I need you to understand something that will change how you see your entire journey. Your waiting season was never punishment. It was preparation. Yes, my beloved, I know the delay hurt you. I know the silence confused you. I know there were nights when disappointment wrapped around your heart so tightly that you struggled to pray at all. You thought I had forgotten you. But I never left, not once. Even during the seasons when nothing seemed to change, I was still working behind the scenes of your life, quietly, carefully, lovingly arranging things you could not yet see, because there were battles happening beyond your understanding. Some doors remained closed because they carried hidden pain behind them. Some opportunities delayed because you were not yet emotionally ready to carry what you prayed for. Some relationships ended because they would have destroyed your peace in the future. And though you cried over those losses, I was protecting you. Listen carefully now, because this next truth matters deeply. You were asking me for blessings while still carrying wounds that would have sabotaged them. You wanted restoration while still secretly believing you were unworthy of happiness. You wanted love while still accepting emotional crumbs from people who drained your spirit. You wanted peace while continuing to live surrounded by chaos. So before I released certain blessings into your hands, I had to strengthen the foundation beneath your soul. Because anything built on exhaustion, insecurity, fear, or emotional dependence eventually collapses under pressure. And my child, I love you too deeply to allow temporary excitement to destroy your future. That is why the waiting season became necessary. Not to hurt you, but to prepare you. The version of you from the past could not have sustained the life I am leading you toward now. You were too emotionally wounded, too dependent on outside validation, too afraid of disappointing people, too willing to ignore your own pain just to keep others comfortable. So I allowed time to reveal what needed healing. And yes, sometimes healing feels like loss before it feels like freedom. That confused you. You thought everything falling apart meant you were moving backward. But some things had to break so your spirit could finally breathe again. My beloved, there were people you begged me to keep in your life. People you cried over. People you chased emotionally. People you thought you could not survive without. But I saw what you could not see. I saw the exhaustion they were creating inside you. I saw how much of yourself you kept sacrificing just to feel accepted. I saw how your spirit slowly weakened every time you ignored your own worth for the sake of temporary attachment. And because I love you, I removed what would have eventually destroyed your peace completely. At the time, it felt cruel, but one day you will thank me for the doors that refused to open. Stay with me now, because this next part is important. The waiting season also revealed your hidden strength. Before this season, you did not realize how resilient you truly were. You did not know you could survive heartbreak and still keep loving. You did not know you could endure loneliness and still remain kind. You did not know you could feel exhausted yet still continue moving forward. But look at you now. You survived things that once terrified you. You walked through emotional storms that should have destroyed your hope completely. You carried pain nobody fully understood and somehow still remained standing. Do you see it now, my child? The waiting season did not weaken you, it revealed you. It exposed the quiet strength I planted inside you long ago. And even though you often felt emotionally lost during this season, you were actually becoming stronger than ever before. The enemy wanted delay to convince you that your future had disappeared. But delay does not mean denial. There is a difference. Some things take longer because they require deeper transformation first. A seed hidden beneath the soil looks forgotten before it finally blooms. And for a long time, your life felt exactly like that. Hidden, buried, unnoticed. You watched others celebrate while you silently questioned why your breakthrough never seemed to arrive. That pain was real. I saw every moment comparison wounded your spirit. I saw every time social media, conversations, or other people's success made you secretly wonder if you were falling behind in life. But my beloved child, you are not behind. Your journey was simply unfolding differently, because what I am building inside you is deeper than temporary success. I am building wisdom, discernment, emotional maturity, spiritual strength, a heart capable of carrying real peace. And those things are not formed overnight. Listen carefully now. The waiting season changed your eyes. Before, you chased things quickly. You ignored red flags. You confused attention with love. You settled for environments that slowly drained your soul. But now, you see differently. You feel differently. You are beginning to recognize what truly protects your peace and what quietly destroys it. That awareness was born during the waiting season. Your suffering taught you discernment. Your loneliness taught you depth. Your disappointment taught you where true security must come from. And though the process hurt, it prepared you for the future now approaching. Because yes, my child, something new is approaching. You feel it, don't you? That strange shift within your spirit. That growing sense that your current season cannot remain the same forever. That quiet feeling that something is slowly changing beneath the surface. You are not imagining it. The waiting season is ending. But before you step into what comes next, you must stop seeing yourself as abandoned. You were never forgotten, not for 1 second. Even during your longest nights, I remained beside you. Even when your prayers felt unanswered, I was still arranging things in your favor. Even when silence hurt your heart, my hand remained upon your life. And now, looking back, you will slowly begin understanding why certain things had to happen exactly the way they did. Because if I had given you everything too early, it might have destroyed you instead of blessing you. That is how deeply I protected your future. So stop calling yourself rejected. You were redirected. Stop calling yourself forgotten. You were being prepared. Stop believing your waiting season meant your life was over. It was only the hidden chapter before transformation. And before this part ends, I want you to declare something with faith. If you believe your delay had a purpose, if you trust that closed doors were protecting you, if you refuse to give up before your breakthrough arrives, comment, "My waiting season prepared me," because my beloved child, the season that once felt endless is finally beginning to change. My beloved child, something is already changing inside your life right now. Not tomorrow, not someday far away, not after everything becomes perfect. Now, even if you cannot fully see it yet, the shift has already begun. I know part of you still struggles to believe that. After everything you endured, hope sometimes feels dangerous. You became so familiar with disappointment that expecting good things again feels risky. But listen carefully now. Just because you cannot yet see the full transformation does not mean it is not already unfolding. The sunrise begins long before the world notices the light. And in the same way, your breakthrough quietly started before your eyes could recognize it. You have already felt the first signs, that restlessness inside you, that growing discomfort with environments that once felt normal, that strange feeling that you cannot keep living the same way emotionally. Those are signs. The old version of you is losing its grip. The version that accepted less than you deserved. The version that ignored its own emotional wounds. The version that survived through fear, exhaustion, and silent suffering. That version is slowly fading, and a stronger version of you is beginning to awaken. Yes, my beloved, the shift has already started. Stay with me now, because this next part matters deeply. Recently, you may have noticed moments of unusual clarity. Small moments, quiet moments, a sudden realization during silence, a feeling telling you certain people can no longer continue walking with you, a growing awareness that your peace matters more than constant approval from others. These moments were not random. That was me opening your eyes. For too long, you ignored what your spirit was trying to tell you. You tolerated emotional chaos because you feared losing people. You stayed connected to situations that drained your soul because loneliness frightened you. But now, something within you is changing. You are beginning to crave peace more than distraction, truth more than temporary comfort, real love more than shallow attention. And, my child, that is how transformation begins. Quietly, not through sudden perfection, not through instant answers, but through awareness. You are finally seeing what your soul truly needs. And listen carefully now. The enemy knows this shift has started too. That is why distractions suddenly increased. That is why fear keeps trying to return. That is why overthinking attacks your mind during moments when peace begins entering your spirit. Darkness fights hardest when it senses it is losing access to you. The enemy was comfortable when you believed you would never heal, when you accepted exhaustion as your identity, when you stayed trapped inside cycles of fear, self-doubt, and emotional dependence. But now, you are waking up, and awakened people become harder to control. That terrifies darkness. Because once you truly understand your worth, you stop begging for love from people who only give you pain. Once you rediscover your peace, you stop entertaining what destroys it. Once you hear my voice clearly, fear loses much of its power over your future. That is why the battle around your mind intensified recently. But hear me clearly, my beloved. The attack increased because your breakthrough is getting closer. You are not going backward. You are crossing into a new season. And though transitions often feel uncomfortable, they are necessary. A person cannot step into restoration while remaining emotionally attached to destruction. That is why certain habits now feel empty. That is why some conversations suddenly exhaust you. That is why your soul feels drawn toward quietness, reflection, and deeper understanding. I am repositioning your spirit. You are being prepared for peace you have not experienced in a very long time. And this next truth is important, so listen carefully. The shift already began the moment you stopped believing your pain would define you forever. Even if you still feel afraid sometimes, part of you no longer wants to remain trapped in the old cycle. Part of you is finally ready to heal. Part of you is finally tired of abandoning yourself emotionally just to keep others comfortable. Part of you is finally beginning to believe that maybe, just maybe, your life can become lighter again. That small spark of hope inside you, protect it carefully, because hopelessness spent years trying to extinguish it. The enemy wanted your heart completely exhausted, emotionally numb, unable to expect goodness anymore. Because people who stop expecting restoration eventually settle for emotional survival. But I did not create you merely to survive. I created you to live fully, to feel joy without guilt, to experience peace without constantly waiting for disaster, to wake up without carrying unbearable heaviness inside your chest. And my child, step by step, that future is moving toward you now. You do not need to force the shift. You do not need to panic trying to control every outcome. Transformation is already unfolding naturally. The old doors are closing because they cannot follow you into your next season. Old thinking patterns are weakening because they no longer match who you are becoming. Old fears are surfacing because they are losing power over your life. Yes, some days still feel confusing. Some mornings you still wake up anxious. Some nights fear still whispers old lies into your thoughts. But notice something important. You no longer believe those lies as easily as before. That is growth. You are starting to question the voices that once controlled you. You are learning to recognize the difference between fear and discernment. You are beginning to understand that not every negative thought deserves your agreement. My beloved child, Your spirit is becoming stronger. Not louder, not harder, but steadier. You are slowly becoming someone who no longer collapses every time life becomes uncertain. Because deep within you, trust is beginning to grow again, and trust changes everything. Stay with me now, because this next part may explain what you have been feeling recently. You may have noticed sudden moments of peace appearing unexpectedly. Brief moments where your breathing feels lighter, moments where your heart suddenly feels calm for no obvious reason, moments where hope quietly enters your thoughts after weeks of heaviness. That is not coincidence. That is my presence reaching your spirit. I am reminding your soul what safety feels like again. After carrying anxiety for so long, peace almost feels unfamiliar to you. Part of you still waits for something painful to happen whenever calmness appears. But my beloved, not every peaceful moment is temporary. Some peace enters your life because healing has finally begun. And yes, healing has already begun within you, even if the full transformation is not visible yet. Do not underestimate small changes. Small shifts create massive breakthroughs over time. One peaceful thought can interrupt years of fear. One moment of clarity can redirect an entire future. One decision to stop abandoning yourself emotionally can transform your life completely. And that transformation is already unfolding. So stop telling yourself nothing is happening. Heaven has been moving quietly behind the scenes of your life this entire time. The shift started the moment your soul became tired of living beneath the weight that almost destroyed you. And my beloved child, this is only the beginning. Soon you will notice even greater signs. Unexpected opportunities, clearer thinking, new strength, new peace, new direction. The things that once felt impossible will slowly begin feeling reachable again. Not because life suddenly becomes perfect, but because you are changing from within. And before this part ends, I want you to declare something boldly. If you believe the shift has already started, if you feel something awakening inside your spirit, if you are ready to stop living in fear and step into healing, comment, "My life is changing." Because, my beloved, the transformation you prayed for is no longer far away. It has already begun. My beloved child, one of the hardest parts of transformation is realizing that not everyone around you will understand the person you are becoming. You expected people to notice your pain. You hoped they would understand your silence. You wanted someone to recognize how deeply exhausted your spirit had become. But instead, many only noticed that you had changed. They noticed your distance, your quietness, your need for space, your unwillingness to tolerate what once drained you endlessly. And some misunderstood it completely. They called you different, too emotional, too distant, too sensitive, too withdrawn. But my beloved, they cannot fully understand a transformation they did not walk through themselves. You are changing from the inside out, and inner transformation often looks confusing to people who only knew the version of you that constantly sacrificed its peace to keep others comfortable. Listen carefully now, because this next truth matters deeply. You are not becoming cold. You are becoming aware. Aware of what exhausts your spirit. Aware of what quietly destroys your peace. Aware of relationships where you gave endlessly while receiving very little in return. For a long time, you ignored your own emotional needs because you feared disappointing people. You kept saying yes while your soul screamed for rest. You kept carrying conversations, relationships, and responsibilities that slowly emptied you from within. You kept trying to save people who were unwilling to heal themselves. And eventually, your spirit became too tired to continue pretending. That is why some people feel confused by you now. The old version of you was easier to access, easier to drain, easier to manipulate through guilt and emotional pressure. But now, you pause before giving your energy away. You question situations that once felt normal. You recognize emotional chaos much faster than before. And my child, that awareness threatens people who benefited from your lack of boundaries. Not everyone will celebrate your healing. Some people preferred you exhausted because exhaustion made you easier to control. But I am calling you into freedom now, and freedom changes relationships. Stay with me now because the next part is important. There is a reason you have felt increasingly disconnected from certain people recently. You tried to ignore it at first. You told yourself you were overthinking. You kept hoping the uncomfortable feeling would disappear. But deep inside, your spirit already knew something had changed. Some people can only walk with you through certain seasons, not because they are evil, not because you must hate them, but because their role in your journey was temporary. And my beloved, temporary people often become painful when we try forcing them into permanent positions. You felt this happening. Conversations started feeling heavy. Your energy felt drained after certain interactions. Part of you began craving distance, silence, and peace instead of constant emotional noise. That was not weakness. That was discernment awakening inside you. I have been teaching your spirit to recognize what nurtures your peace and what slowly destroys it. And though part of you still feels guilty for pulling away from certain environments, hear me clearly now. Protecting your peace is not selfish. You spent too many years abandoning yourself emotionally just to avoid disappointing others. You ignored red flags, ignored exhaustion, ignored your own pain, ignored your need for rest, and eventually your soul could not continue surviving that way. My beloved child, some of your isolation recently was not rejection, it was protection, yes. I separated you from certain environments because they were suffocating your spirit quietly. You kept asking why you suddenly no longer felt comfortable in places you once tolerated easily. Because your soul outgrew survival mode. You can no longer survive in spaces that constantly drain your emotional energy while offering no peace in return. And listen carefully now. Not everyone who loses access to you lost you unfairly. Some lost access because they repeatedly mishandled your heart. You gave chance after chance. You forgave endlessly. You stayed loyal, even while secretly suffering. But healing changes your tolerance. The version of you emerging now no longer romanticizes emotional exhaustion. You are beginning to understand that love should not constantly feel like pain. And my child, that realization changes everything. The enemy wanted your loneliness to convince you that separation meant failure. But separation is often where transformation begins. Seeds grow hidden beneath the soil before anyone sees the bloom. And right now, much of your growth is happening privately, quietly, deeply. That is why you sometimes feel disconnected from the world around you. You are transitioning between who you used to be and who you are becoming. That space feels lonely sometimes, I know. There were nights recently when you wondered if anyone truly understood you anymore. Moments when you questioned whether pulling away from chaos would leave you completely alone. But my beloved, temporary loneliness is better than permanent emotional destruction. You were never created to constantly shrink yourself just to maintain unhealthy connections. I did not create you to live emotionally exhausted for the comfort of others. I created you for peace, for purpose, for relationships that nourish your spirit instead of draining it endlessly. And yes, part of your healing journey requires separation from environments that constantly pull you backward emotionally. That separation hurts sometimes, especially because your heart loves deeply. You do not walk away easily. You do not stop caring overnight. You carry emotional attachment long after others move on. That is why certain endings affected you so deeply. But hear me clearly now. Just because you miss someone does not mean they were healthy for your spirit. Your heart sometimes confuses familiarity with safety. But familiarity alone cannot heal you. Some people felt familiar because you became used to emotional survival around them. Used to overgiving, used to explaining your pain repeatedly, used to begging for consistency, understanding, reassurance, or honesty. But real peace does not require constant emotional exhaustion to maintain it. And the version of you I am creating now can no longer thrive inside those old cycles. My beloved child, this next truth may be difficult, but you need to hear it. Some people only loved the version of you that neglected itself for them. The moment you started healing, setting boundaries, choosing peace, protecting your energy, they became uncomfortable. Not because you became wrong, but because your healing removed access they once took for granted. And though guilt still tries to whisper inside your mind sometimes, hear me clearly. You are allowed to choose peace. You are allowed to rest, allowed to say no, allowed to protect your spirit from what continuously wounds it. Healing requires space. That is why I have been pulling you closer to quietness recently. Not to isolate you forever, but to restore you. I am rebuilding parts of your identity that became lost beneath years of emotional survival. I am teaching you who you are outside of fear, people-pleasing, exhaustion, and emotional dependency. And my child, the more you heal, the clearer everything becomes. You will stop chasing people who only value you when you overextend yourself. You will stop forcing connections that repeatedly wound your heart. You will stop begging for love from those unwilling to protect your peace. Because the version of you emerging now finally understands something important. You deserve relationships that feel safe, honest, peaceful, and mutual. Not constant confusion, not emotional instability, not endless anxiety. And though the transition still feels lonely sometimes, you are not alone in it. I am walking beside you through every painful release, every difficult goodbye, every moment of uncertainty. Every night, your heart questions whether healing is worth the loneliness it sometimes requires. And yes, my beloved, it is worth it. Because what I am preparing for you cannot grow properly inside environments that continuously destroy your peace. You are being repositioned for a healthier future. Even if others misunderstand it right now. And before this part ends, I want you to declare something boldly. If you are ready to stop abandoning your peace, if you trust that separation can sometimes be protection, if you believe your healing matters too, comment, I choose peace. Because my beloved child, the people who truly belong in your next season will never require you to destroy yourself just to keep them close.